Hello guys, this is Vaish. So this final initiative for the 30 days revision quiz which we are doing 10 MCQs a day, and it's all taken from our test series only. So our students can cross check the answers again, read the explanation from home, and others if you want to enroll you can enroll, but in the 30 days I don't know how much you'll be able to complete because the content which we give is huge. Okay, so for 30 days if you want to join any particular subject or something, then you can come back. Anyway, details I'll show you in every video. Okay, so today's day 2 September 3, and today's MCQ will be all based on July 2019. Please see yesterday's episode because it was based on June 2019 CA. Okay, current affairs. So you can check your score also. This is the test series which I was talking about. 2020 students, if you are not YCIS student, any particular subject you are weak in, maybe this is your last chance to revise, so you can get that. The overall test series is in pack 1, but as I told, I don't know how much ever you will be able to do, okay, in this final 30 days. There is a video also which was put today morning, 30-day strategy. So my students can use that timetable to solve our test in the 30 days in the most efficient way. And this is the score you can check. If you are scoring 8, 9, 10, then your preparation is excellent. You are able to recall the things which you studied. If it is 6, 7, you are good, but maybe some things you are not able to recall. And 3, 4, 5 means your recalling power is very weak. Okay, maybe you have studied a lot, but you are not able to recall. So see to that you revise more and more. Okay, especially like today I am doing this quiz. So see to that this test you are taking and revising. Okay, and the PDF is already given to you. And then 1, 2 means you may be studying from some other irrelevant source. So see to it that you don't waste your next 30 days. Okay, do choose one good test series or one good source of notes or whatever you're preparing, but do it very well. Okay. So to start with today's MCQs, this can be like an art and culture question. If you see which of the following sites seen in news are matched correctly. Okay, so one temple is given, Jammu and Kashmir, then another one tomb is given, which is Kurukshetra, and then Gold Gumbaz is given Karnataka, and Man Mahal is given UP. So you have to choose. Anyway, I think you have to know everything, only then you can solve this. So think of this. Okay, you don't have to worry if your answers are wrong or right and all. You can keep attempting in the live chat session, and also after that in the final comment section of YouTube, you can put the overall score, okay, which you get. So here the seeing in the solutions of this question, it's 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so the first one, the temple which is mentioned here, that is in Khajuraho, it will be in central India. So that is why that is an incorrect statement. And if you had eliminated that, you would come to the answer. But maybe if you did not do the current affair, this was not possible to be attempted. Okay. So this one is like the timings of these monuments and all have been expanded and increased. Okay. From morning to night, it will be there because this government is like believing more in revenue through tourism. Okay. So that is why every possible tourist spot is being enhanced to the global level. Okay. So that also not only the monument, along with that the airport near that or the railway station near that, everything is being modernized so that tourists come to our country. Okay, that's a huge source of revenue, and that's a great potential which this government is exploring. So like this 10 sites were in news because it's like open from morning to night now. So you can pause and see all these things. Okay, these 2, 3, and 4 is anyway true, but the remaining items given here you can cross check. Okay, like which is which, and this is a Hindu article which came in July 2019. Okay. Now for the next question, as per recent amendments to SEZ Act 2005, the proposal for establishment of SEZ can be made by, okay, this special economic zone is there in our country, and now there is one more new concept like this. So who can propose? Okay, so resident in India, resident outside India, Hindu undivided family, cooperative society, and trust. Okay, UPSC in the last few years have been picking up acts and amendments like this and asking you the features or beneficiaries or origin of that. So this is a potential question for you. So think of it: 1, 1, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so here the answer is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything is there, and this is in news because the trust is actually added. Okay, the fifth one is actually added by a recent amendment. Okay, so initially in the definition of section 2 of that act, it is like individual, whether resident in India or outside, Hindu undivided family, cooperative society, company, proprietary firm, all these things are there. Okay, this is the new definition. Okay, the updated definition. So that is the news item. See if your trust is added. It amends the definition of person under this thing to include trust. Okay, so that red color statement which you see, that is the new news. Okay, so like this, when certain beneficiaries gets added or deleted, it becomes very important for you. Okay, so see to that any rule, because 2019 I think 11 to 12 questions, that is your 24 marks. Okay, 24 marks were just from Act and Amendment. Okay, you can go and cross check. Solid waste management was there, e-waste management is there, industrial bill is there, environment bill is there. They were picking up a very, very random kind of bills and act. So please see to it that you are prepared for these kind of things. Okay. Now, question number 3 for today. Stride scheme launched recently, seen in news, is related to. Okay, so this is again a popular UPSC type question. So is it easing GST compensation to small merchants and traders, boosting research culture and innovation in colleges and universities, strengthening innovation and development hubs among SAARC nations, increasing survival rate of children by reducing mortality rates? So think of this. Okay, so these are ABC type questions where if you know it, you can attempt, else you cannot apply any trick kind of thing. Okay, because this stride and all is like a very generic term, so you cannot relate it to anything because it will be obviously a short form of something which has a big expansion of the scheme name. So here the answer will be boosting research culture and innovation in colleges and universities. Okay, so if you see here, it has 3 components. Okay, based on the, it's all about research and innovation and boosting the potential, collaborating with the universities, government and all. But the grant amount is changing. Okay, like here it is up to 1 crore, here it is 50 lakh to 1 crore, and here it is higher education institution 1 crore to 5 crore. Okay, so that is why 3 components where they have given. So even if UPSC ask a number based thing, you should be ready for it. Okay, so you can pause this and read 3 types of components, and UGC is the one who launched it. So about UGC also you have to study. Okay, because now it's actually losing its importance because of new education policies and new bodies coming in, but still UPSC can ask it because it keeps coming in news. Okay, so this stands for Scheme for Transdisciplinary Research for India's Developing Economy. Okay, if you see, this is the full form, and these are the benefits which you will get. Okay, that also can be UPSC type statement question, like to support socially relevant, local need based, nationally important and globally significant research projects. Then it will provide opportunity to build multi-sectoral linkages between university, government, community, industry for nation development and this thing, well-being of people. And again, it will give major impetus to high impact research in humanities and human sciences. It goes beyond mere production of knowledge and extends to the practical use of knowledge. Okay, because that is what is needed in our country, because everybody are doing this bookish study and studying for exams, and when they reach their job age or job time, they are not ready for anything. So you have to have that more skill oriented and research oriented mindset, and that is what is being attempted through this thing. And UGC, you know, its head office in Delhi. It's like it's there since 1953. It is a statutory organization. Okay, 1956 Act was there, and coordination, determination, and maintenance of standards of teaching, exam, and research. This is the things which UGC will do. Okay. The next question: National Defence Authorization Act, seen in news recently, is related to. Okay, so this is again an act like this about India, European Union, India, Russia. Many times the acts has been asked. Even last year it was there. So this one is related to North Korea, USA, North Korea, South Korea, India, USA, or India, Israel. Okay. Okay, so again an ABCD type question. Unless you have read about it, you cannot do it. So this is about India, USA. Like the India, USA is the chamber there, the parliament which they have. They have passed a legislative provision that brings India at par with America's NATO. Okay, so now NATO becomes important for you. North Atlantic Treaty Organization, of which India is not a part, and India cannot be a part because it's about the Atlantic countries. So now to bring India to that level, okay, that par, this thing is being signed. Okay, National Defence Authorization Act. So the legislative provision called this thing for fiscal year 2020 was passed by the Senate in late June, and 2016 USA recognized India as a major defense partner, a designation that allows India to buy more advanced and sensitive technologies from US at par with that of US closest allies and partners. So this also UPSC can ask, like, what is the significance of India being a major defense partner? So this is the answer to it. Okay. And then in July 2018, this administration granted India status of Strategic Trade Authorization, STA1. So these are things which happened recently. India-USA relation is improving. So this made India only South Asian nation to be given the said designation. So this again is a very extreme statement, but it's a true statement. Okay, so UPSC can pick any of these and ask you. Now about NATO, because that is in news because of this, you should know some things about it. Like it's an intergovernmental military agency which has 30 North American countries and European countries. Okay. And it's implementing the North Atlantic Treaty that was signed in 1949. So it's like all about defense and this thing and all. Like it's like a mutual thing. Like if any one country of this is at war or attacked by someone else outside NATO, then all these people will go and support that country. Okay, so it's a mutual defense in response to attack by an external party. Okay, non-NATO members, if come and attack any one of these, everyone will be together to fight against that common enemy. Okay, so that is how the relation is. So this again more details, like more this thing 2020 what happened and all, and they have some programs and all. If you see NATO related, Partnership for Peace, Mediterranean Dialogue, Euro Atlantic Partnership Council. Because if UPSC asks like this in news is related to what, you should tell NATO. Okay, and again some details are here. So if you see that Partnership for Peace is again a program of this thing where some 20 members are there, and details are here. Okay, so it's not very important, but because it's all related, when you read the Wikipedia, always read the first paragraph of any body. That much is enough. UPSC will ask only from the first paragraph and nothing else. Okay. Now this coffee table book, 50 years of partnership for change, seen in news recently, is closely related to. Okay, so this kind of thing also, any like summit or environmental thing or something which any government does. Okay, this is actually Indian thing. Indian agriculture minister had launched this coffee table book, 50 years of partnership for change. So this is related to what? Okay, like who was in partnership with India while launching this? Coffee Club Nations, FSSAI, GEAC, and World Food Program. And all these 4 bodies have been asked by UPSC in multiple occasions in detail. So you should know all about all these things. But first, try to attempt the first this one. Okay, so here it is World Food Program. If you see this was actually by Government of India to make country free from from hunger, malnutrition, and role played by WFP in this endeavor. And UN World Food Program, it's the food assistance branch of United Nations, founded in 1961. It was formally established by FAO and UNGA in 1963. It's headquartered in this thing, Rome, Italy. Okay, so FAO is also in Rome, Italy. So this very basics, like it's related to UN World Food Program. And this one this is a news item. Okay, Agriculture Minister along with the representative of this food program has launched this. Okay, because 50 years of partnership between India's ministry in this thing. Okay, fighting food insecurity. Okay, so it's a BIB news. So again, this Coffee Club Nations, Rome Club, okay, Club of Rome, these kind of things were there in UPSC previous year questions. So see to it that you study. Now it's a report. The State of Education Report for India 2019, Children with Disabilities, seen in news, recently was prepared by this Tata Institute of Social Science and commissioned by. So it's all popular bodies. You have to say in whose collaboration this report was launched in India. World Economic Forum, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, UNESCO, or Niti Aayog. So here the answer is UNESCO. Okay. So if you see regards to right to education, this right to education, lot of questions are expected this year, both in prelims and mains, because of the new education policy. So see to it that you prepare. Okay. So they have taken the 2011 census data and gave all the numbers and all in this report, because obviously that is the latest census. Next will happen in 2021. So this is a very basic report, and you just have to know the founder and this thing. And about UNESCO, you can again go and read the wiki page. Okay, so it's a specialized agency of UN that you should know. UN has only 15 specialized agency. Okay, and you are expected to study which are those 15 agencies. Please don't think like in the exam hall, how come they ask these kind of things? They have asked in the past, and they can ask again. Okay, so it's a 1945 body. It's a successor to League of Nations, International Committee on this thing. You know, like before United Nations, there was League of Nations. Okay, and then when that failed, only United Nations came, and in that League of Nations, there was a body called International Committee on Intellectual Cooperation. So successor of that is UNESCO. Okay, so it does all these things: education, natural sciences, sustainable development, press freedom, digital divide. Okay, all these possible. And you know, UNESCO, there is World Heritage sites are there, Indian sites are also there, and this biosphere reserves are there. UNESCO does a lot of things. Okay, environment to education to science, everything it's involving. So you should know the basic features, very basic features of it about UNESCO. Now next question: Agent Smith, seen in news recently, is what? Okay, so is it a code name for an Indo-Israel operation? Is it a litmus test agent? Is it a virus infecting WhatsApp? Is it a malware sent from Pakistan servers? Okay, so it was in news in July 2019. So what is it? Last 2 years, repeatedly UPSC have asked about ransomware and bitcoins and cryptocurrency and all these cyber warfare related things they have been asking. So you have to know this. So the here answer is virus infecting WhatsApp. Okay, so in Android phones, it was getting infected, infected over 25 million phones. Okay, out of which majority are in India. Okay, so it will be giving ad and all, and then some apps gets open, and overall it's a virus which infect. Okay, through WhatsApp. Okay, so it also injects its code into genuine apps like WhatsApp and Flipkart. So I don't think everybody got this affected, but the numbers are saying like these many people are affected in India. Okay, so that was there in news, and so expect such technical science questions, because they will ask only current affair from science, nothing else. Now again, an international relation. Which of the following military logistic agreements of India with other nations are matched correctly? Okay, so you know this USA logistic exchange, this thing is already asked by UPSC. Okay, so whether all these things are true. Japan has this one, acquisition and cross servicing agreement. With Russia, India has agreement on reciprocal logistic support, and with USA this one. Okay, so which is correct? Okay, so here most students will know that 3 is true. So even if 3 is true, you will be confused whether 1 and 2 is correct, or is it exchanged with each other, or so the answer here will be 1, 2, 3. Okay, all 3 are true. So India is looking to conclude 3 military logistical support agreement by the year end, which will further enhance the operational reach of the military in the region. India has already signed such agreement with a few countries, beginning with USA. The Navy has been the biggest beneficiary of them. Agreements with Australia, Japan and Russia are in advanced stages and are likely to be concluded by the year end. Okay, so with every country, India is going and trying to sign this. So with Japan, it is called this one, and with Russia, it is called this one, reciprocal. Okay, so try with some keyword, try to by heart, like Japan will be this cross-serving and Russia will be this reciprocal logistics. Okay, just that keyword, so that when it comes in exam, you can easily mark it. Okay, maybe UPSC will not ask all 3 together, they'll ask just one of them, like agreement on reciprocal logistic was in news. It is related to what? So it will be India-Russia relationship. Okay. Now next one, service voters. You would have seen during the election time. So service voters, postal voters, ballot voters. There are many type of voters. So in India, service voters include whom? Okay, it's a polity question. So those serving in the armed forces of the Union, those employed under the government of India in a post outside India, member of an armed police force of a state serving outside that state. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, and 3. Okay, so here again all 3 are true according to the provisions of the subsection 8 of the section 20 of Representation of People's Act 1950. This act is very important for you. Okay, 50 and 51, there are 2 acts, both you have to study. And service voters are those serving in the armed force of the Union. So 1 is true. Then those serving in force to which the Army Act 1950 applies. Okay, this Army Act 1950, whomever it applies. So all these people, Assam Rifles, CRPF, BSF, ITBP, SSB, NSG, GREF, and the Border Road Organization, CISF. Okay, these are all important. Okay, all these things you have to study. In our test anyway, it's all covered. Who is what and when it was established and all. Then member of an armed police force of a state serving outside that state. So statement 3 is true. Then those employed under the government of India in a post outside India. So statement 2 is also true. So all these are given in the RPA Act itself. And news was there during the election time. The electronically transmitted postal ballot system for the service voters registered a record voter turnaround. Okay, so this much voting happened. That is why it was in news. Okay, so you know this motto also for election commission: no voter to be left behind. That is why now it's being taken into the every remote areas of every type of voting and election machines. Even if only one voter is there in one constituency, they are still arranging the poll booth and everything there. So that is a reason election turnaround is increasing every time. Okay, so this is basic details about service voters. Now today's last question, which of the following are true about gharials? Okay, so gharial, this is UPSC have asked at least 3 times in the last 5-6 years. So gharial population is found only in India and Nepal. They are saltwater crocodiles. Chambal River supports largest population of gharials in wild, and it is critically endangered as per IUCN. So here environment questions and 4 statement question, you have to see if you can eliminate something and come to the answer. Okay, 1, 2 only, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here you could have tried elimination method, because in India you will know like there are 3 types of crocodile mainly. Okay, and one is specifically called the saltwater crocodile, but gharial is a freshwater crocodile. So if you eliminate 2 itself, you will eliminate this one, eliminate this one, eliminate this one, and you will directly get the answer as C134. Okay, so it's a freshwater crocodile. It lives in deep, fast-flowing rivers with high sandbanks that are used for basking and building nest. And it is found only in India and Nepal. That is true. Protected areas, National Chambal Sanctuary. This was the question which UPSC asked in 2018. Like, where is gharial found naturally? So it is found in Chambal. Okay, Chambal was the answer. And then in India, these are the river names and all where it is there. Okay, then where breeding populations are found, only these 2 rivers. And Nepal, where it is found, this river. then critically endangered as per IUCN, and Schedule 1 under the Indian Act, WPA Act. Okay, and it's being hunted for eggs, skin, trophies, and all these things. Ideally, it should not be hunted because it's protected, but still. Then other challenges are there about this dams. This is common for everything. Okay, any aquatic animal, this will be common. All these problems. And then there is a news item. Orissa had recently renewed its effort to revive populations of gharials in their natural habitat by releasing 5 reptiles fitted with radio transmitters. Okay, so this is the place in Mahanadi River. And you should see this. Orissa is the only state with all 3 types of crocodile: the mugger, the saltwater, and gharial. Okay, so that is why that also can be a potential UPSC question. So see to it that you study all these things, because all these are taken from news items only. Now, about the test series again, it's up to you, like whether you have done all the hard work and now looking for just question answer type. But anyway, all our tests are included with explanation, except for Lakshmikant, where Lakshmikant will give the page number, because we want you to read the explanation from the Lakshmikant textbook. We cannot simply copy paste from somebody else's textbook. Okay, so that is why that is how Lakshmikant is designed. But every other thing will have detailed solutions also, and also current affairs. If you want older current affairs, you can get that. If you want newer current affairs, you can get that. So whichever you feel you are weak and you did not do, you can go for that, and see to the next 30 days are revised very thoroughly. Okay, and 3 free tests you can get anywhere. 3 current affair tests I'll give you, so that you see the time you take to solve my test. Based on that, you can decide whether to enroll or not. Okay, 99% of the students who have got 3 free tests have immediately joined the full test series the next day. Okay, so it's up to you. You can email this code. Okay, and the newcomers can WhatsApp me so that we can discuss more on your preparation, or I can give you a free video link. Okay, so I'll come up with the next video soon. Till then, enjoy your learning. Thank you and have a nice day.